Another year here on Earth. People still suffering. Busy catching feelings of sickness and whatnot. I'm good. Pretty good, I guess. Not the greatest start. Not the greatest, but I could fix that. Because I could fix all of my problems with one thing and one thing only. And that's nostalgia. This right here was one of the earliest video games that I can remember playing amongst a couple of other games. Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue was one of the first that I can remember. I definitely loved Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2 as movies growing up, and they are still immensely captivating with such creative stories. But to say that I know this game better than those movies and other games feels like an understatement. This is what crafted a love for video games along with others. To start off a new year with one of my earliest joys in life feels like a good start. And considering the world is still suffering, I thought it'd be nice to give something comforting and fun for me to you to start a good new year. You're effing welcome! Disney has definitely dipped their toes into the video games industry before, and their batting average I don't believe is too bad, but they have made some questionable games before, including the first Toy Story game on Game Boy, as a matter of fact. I haven't touched that game before, but you better believe that as soon as I get it, then I'm gonna shove it into my Game Boy and I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I don't care if I have to break down mentally. But in the meantime, the sequel will have to do. And I hope it turns out just as good as I remember it. Or maybe it'll look like the Game Boy game, but 3D, I don't know. Thankfully, I don't have to worry too much because plenty of people seem to remember Disney games from the late 90s pretty fondly. Games like Tarzan exploring and hunting through the jungles, Hercules turning himself from a zero into a hero, and Mickey Mouse, what kind of sketchy-ass club you got going on here, Mr. Mouse? My love for Toy Story 2 will stay forever strong. Hopefully this game won't disappoint me. Please, for the love of God, be good. I keep this game in my heart, so please don't tear it out of me like Sid tears his shit up. As soon as we press start, you better believe that we start this game with an absolute banger. You gotta bend me. You gotta break. Listen, I don't care what people say about my nostalgic glasses, but hot damn, even before you start the actual game, this game gives you a ton of charm to admire. The game opens up to a map which acts as our level select. First off, I love games that treat a level select like a three-dimensional playground or has some sort of lively setting to it. Second, our map is on a Etch-a-Sketch. I mean, what? That in of itself just reeks of charisma and shows that there are people that care about the games that they work on that isn't their own IP. Same deal if you go through the options, including a vibration menu that has a chill buzz or a oh shit, Pangea. You go into the movie viewer menu and the way that you can view clips is through the eye lenses of the binocular toy. This is already the best game right now.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. I should be talking about the game now. I need to stop gushing over what's even before the main game. Yes, I do look at the appetizers a lot more than I look at the main entrees, but it's okay, you know, at least it's still food. Can you not hassle me? Can you not hassle me about this right now? Could you not? Could you not? Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue is a platformer where every level has 5 missions to complete in order to rescue Woody from the disgusting collector Al, who toy nabbed him from Andy's garage sale. The plot for this game follows the plot of Toy Story 2. So I won't go into too much depth about that. Watch Toy Story 2, it's the best. Explore the level to complete tasks for the other Toy Story characters, to get tokens in order to access other locations. Buzz must fight his way through the bad toys that I guess work for Al. Maybe Zurg, which is Buzz's arch enemy, but he hasn't been established yet, but they look almost exactly like him and have kind of modeled to be him. Don't think about the specifics, please. Let's just keep it the way it is. Explore the lively world, fight henchmen by making your laser go off and spinning Buzz's wings out to prevent being surrounded. Hope to save Woody and get Pizza Planet tokens. Pizza Planet tokens help to progress your journey by allowing you to access the next level. On top of that, by getting all 50 tokens in the game guarantees a coupon for a free pizza pie from your local pizzeria. Any toppings, any choice. At least that is what I thought I got. I mean, I swear my mom told me that this is what happened. I remember doing really good, then I got some Pizza Planet pizza afterwards. Where's my celebratory pizza? I need my celebratory pizza! I did the thing, where's the pizza?
Complete different tasks in each location to get tokens to gain access to big boss levels, and to catch the stinky, smelly, filthy, sneaky Mr. Prospector, who will eventually try to keep Woody with his new owner, the stinky, smelly, filthy, sneaky collector, Newman. Every level has 5 ways to earn tokens. Coins token. Piggy Boy Ham needs 50 coins to fill his empty hollow self because he can't keep his cork tightened and keeps losing his shit.
Ow! Ooh! Alright, nobody look till I get my cork back in. Good work.
5 collectibles token. Speaking of toys losing their stuff, a toy will ask if you can find their 5 missing whatever to earn your good deed token. Bo Peep has lost her sheep, so find her 5 missing sheep. Sarge lost his soldier's whereabouts, so find his 5 brothers in green arms. A mother alien forgot her little ooze through this toy store. A mother duck has lost her little ducklings in Crime Alley. Mother hen lost her chicks in different sections of a store.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Race token. Be fast as hell to win a race or complete a time challenge. Nothing more to that.
Speed. I am speed.
Puzzle token. Think with your noggin to solve the riddle, Buttman. And the last and personal favorite, mini boss token. A unique boss that must be taken down in every level. You have to kill it. You don't have a choice. Kill for the token. Don't you want to win the game? How about you destroy yourself? How poetic! So this game seems pretty standard compared to other platforming games, although what makes this game stand out from the rest, in case you were not aware of what Toy Story is about,
You are a toy!
every level is dedicated to everyday locations that seem normal to us, but massively larger to a toy. From Andy's basic house to Andy's basic neighborhood. From the local toy store to the dirty construction site. From the dark city alleys to the even darker city alleys. This game does a fantastic job of making you feel like a toy going on this epic quest to rescue a toy in peril. And the way the developers made the levels are great because every location feels enormous. Like any spot could be explored in depth. Every room has its own unique dedicated design, so there's something that stands out for people to remember, especially since this is a game for kids, so implement easy standouts to remember a location's layout. But the game feels complex enough for anyone to enjoy. Everything looks different from a toy's perspective, and I have such a blast exploring every corner to see what I can find. Even through the first level, you can sense that the layouts seem legit. Like Andy's house is laid out how you would imagine a standard house looking like, and can be explored pretty in-depth, or as in-depth as the PlayStation 1 would allow it. There is such strength to the level's atmosphere without it being too much in your face. Obstacles in the form of environmental hazards are unique to the location. Hot boiling water from the stovetop in the house, basketballs falling from the toy store shelves, green slime from the trees. Somebody, please? Please inspect the tree. Levels have a sense of life with interactive objects to make the toy brought to life experience even more surreal. Use of the backgrounds and foregrounds are done masterfully and thought out for cool territory building as if you were entering someone else's turf. Not only with appearances, but interactive objects as well. Construction equipment to move to utilize for traversal and puzzles. Swimming through the ball pit with the balls flinging upwards as if Buzz is moving the balls out of his way. A train bedroom that not only has like a toy train track that goes around the entire room with an active toy train, but a bed with a train frame on it. Even a dedicated arcade room with arcade machines to jump on. I mean, you can't play them, but they do have active backgrounds. It wasn't fully necessary to have, or they could have easily left them blank, or they would be quote-unquote out of order, but they added life to them like they did for the toys in Toy Story.
By the way, the soundtrack for this game is one of my absolute favorites. It's so good. I don't know why, but it just went so hard when it should not have been as good as it was. Every stage feels so unique because of the soundtrack, and honestly, I can listen to the soundtrack all day. I'm a sucker for a good soundtrack.
Buzz to the Rescue contains nice nods to the movie as well, which, duh, you have a whole ass movie to get inspiration from. If you didn't at least implement some details from source material, you're stupid. You have the Buzz Lightyear toys that Buzz notices in the movie on display for the player to see themselves. You have a level dedicated to Al's toy barn and his penthouse, which are locations the toys do go to in the movies. Actually, speaking of Al's penthouse, that's personally my favorite level because it shows off perfectly what this game is all about. It contains the aforementioned train bedroom with the train actually containing a puzzle to solve revolving running around setting up the tracks. The best Western song of any video game I've heard, period. Fun yet challenging platforming to get through to grab the tokens. And the best part? Woody's Shrine Room, collectibles, a giant cardboard cutout of Tom Hanks in toy form, a Western playset that you can literally walk through, a toy set you get to be in. I love these types of interactions in video games, and there's a cowboy boss to fight at the very end of the Western set. I mean, come on, that is just absolutely brilliant.
I mean, I could gush more about the smaller details that only a really socially awkward kid with a lot of time under his belt could realize. But the game is not 100% perfect. It definitely has some flaws in it.
Okay, before I say anything else, I do want to point out that the controllers for Buzz are insanely smooth. Buzz is snappy, and he is developed for careful movement and precision when he needs to be. Developers were aware that this is a kid's game and would like the kiddywinks to keep their fun in their playtime and not so much the rage. Why would a kid potentially rage? Well, that's because this game can certainly be brutal at times with its platforming. Plenty of instances where Buzz can fall from incredibly high heights and lose some progress through the climb. Construction Yard definitely isn't an easy climb to the top of the build. It requires some patience and depth perception. Elevator Hop will have you checking every potential spot on the wall for collectibles, while possibly risking a fall to the very beginning of the level if you are not careful. And don't get me started on Alleys and Gullies. That has probably some of the most disheartening climbs of the entire game, with insanely precise walking on railings, electric line wires that can one-hit you all the way to the bottom, and no sense of clear direction to go. If you can manage your way to the top, to find out that it only contains a stupid clown Beyblade boss and 2 of the collectibles you need, which you could potentially miss if you're not looking, and could be stuck with doing the entire climb again. Lord, why? Also, Jesse, please don't. Don't you look at me. Don't you look at me. Don't you? There are also instances where Buzz refuses to simply grab a ledge. I mean, it works 90% of the time, but certain objects, Buzz apparently needs that arm from the first movie because he sure isn't grabbing it with his own set. I guess it must be sold separately. And speaking of situational, the power-ups you obtain from Mr. Potato Head. I'm not saying they're utterly useless, but they don't really stand out and aren't used very often, only when the game offers them. The shield you get is literally used twice, and it isn't even required for when it's offered. Speed boots, which are used a couple times, but they're mainly to get from point A to point B faster, in maybe like 3 levels. Hover boots, twice. Disc launcher, which is a cool nod to those disc shooting toys, but again, for a boss and some locks, they're not used very much. And the grapple hook, which is probably the most used power-up to obtain, and it was for climbing high locations, which is my least favorite thing to do in this game anyway. Thankfully, everything you do from the very start of each level, except for Elevator Hop, doesn't require a power-up to be used. Buzz can do a majority of the collecting without having to learn anything. He is a one-man army.
Okay, so yeah, the game has some tough challenges in it. That's no big whoop. The developers actually fixed a lot of those problems just by adding a shortcut to the stages. So that way, if you have a tough time trying to climb up somewhere, don't worry, there's probably an easy shortcut that you can activate at any point. At least developers had some heart putting these together. It's only a little bit soul-destroying. Not entirely. I could also completely understand how a kid would have such a tough time trying to play this game.
What also calms my nerves is that Mr. Home Improvement himself, Tim Allen, did have his soothing voice to appear in the game. It was great to hear source material being used here, and I mean, I don't know if he actually showed up to the vocal booth to record lines for the game, but it sounds good, so hey, couldn't care less.
I protect the galaxy from the threat of invasion from the evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance.
Dialogue in games usually rerun in many games, so of course I hear Buzz repeat the same sayings again and again. And God, the amount of times I heard Buzz over here is up in the hundreds.
Buzz! Over here! Buzz, come here! Buzz! Over here!
But there are times when Buzz says something unique in the level, more so during the big boss encounters.
Mayday, Mayday, come in Star Command. Send reinforcements. Star Command, do you copy?
And I love this like calm before the storm type of situation that they set you up in whenever there's a big boss encounter. Also, every time you zoom in with the targeting system, you see Buzz's reflection in the suit with him breathing, which can be told through not just the noise, but his slight movement. Creeps me the hell out sometimes too. This makes me feel like Chucky. I hate it.
Immersion. That's what I love about video games. What mainly gets my attention here is just everything that's around me. I don't know why, but everything environment-wise is so eye-catching and it really stands out in my head. I do love the gameplay for this game. I love playing it. It feels smooth, it's snappy, it's good. But what really gets my attention is just how they manage to take a kid's imagination and put it into basic everyday locations. And it's somehow interesting. It's somehow like it captures my attention. Bring me into the story, whether that be through story or visuals. And hey, you want to put good gameplay on top of that?
Even if you don't love Toy Story 2, this is a game to get behind. There isn't usually much love given to a movie tie-in game because, well, they're cash grabs. But at the very least, do it in style. Make me remember the experience. Make me remember what you advertise. Make me come back for more. Keynotes to jot down here, especially after beating a boss or entering the next level, you unlock a clip from the movie to watch whenever the hell you want to. Not only giving some context to why you are doing what you are doing in the game, but giving you potential interest in what the developers want to advertise in the first place. Consider this a best of disc alongside it being a great game. I played this game enough times to give some movie clips a hard time to even run properly. Clearly Kid Me was satisfied. Don't care about the movie clips as rewards? Fine. You still get a really fun platformer with objectives to complete and places to explore as a toy. I'm not sure if this is the best game to start someone off with, especially if they want to get into platformers, but this game does kick ass and should definitely get looked at by more people.
To infinity and beyond!
Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to Rescue, took what would normally be a standard game and put its cool spin on the formula. It's really imaginative, unique, and entertaining, and it takes a kid's imagination and puts it in the video game form. This is exactly what a kid would imagine when playing with his toys. And honestly, the fact that I could just play it anytime is the coolest thing ever. I highly recommend you check out Toy Story 2. Not only for the game, but the movie as well. They're both really good. It gets a 5 out of 5 for me. I would do stars, but I mean, I guess it's too basic. Fuck it, I'll do stars. I don't care. Oh, that's right. There's that scene there. He's like banging Buzz against something. Hold on. He's going like Buzz, Buzz, Buzz. Yeah, 5 of those. Give me 5 of those. If you enjoyed the episode as much as I had making it, please like and subscribe. And all the happy other nonsense that you could do on the internet. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.